Good day, ma'ams and sirs, and welcome to the Number 9 with Tommy podcast. I hope you didn't think my pain from missing the Thanksgiving conversation would not last. I assure you, it did not pass. Let me catch up with Tom fast. Cranberry sauce is almost the worst of the sides. Homemade or in a can, that shit will go straight to your thighs. If you say you enjoy it, I'm not even believing the lies. It's second worst to anything sweet potato, including the pies. All of you boys sitting around discussing how much you love sausage stuffing, I couldn't tell if you would end the podcast talking or fucking. I joke, I keyed. In fact, to the point of green bean casserole, I agreed. And Tommy mentioned how easy it is this year to find reasons to be grateful. I couldn't have said it better, that we have no reason to be egregious and hateful. It's not lost on me how very fortunate I am. I can't count all my blessings on both feet and both hands. Every member of my family, and easily the best friends in the world. Plus, I'm a straight, white, employed American, and I'm not a girl. You can laugh or you can say that that line is a bit taboo, but let me take a moment to ask you. Is there a more privileged creation to have ever existed? I don't have to worry half of the fears of people double as gifted. And while slowly and slightly the struggle has shifted, the shackles of minorities haven't been nearly entirely lifted. Which brings me to the conclusion of my post-holiday introduction. I hope it finds everyone well and helps any rut that they are stuck in. And while the world or the country may judge you or treat somebody different, we love every person and Niner who gives us a listen. Equality to us is of the utmost value, and it just needs to be achieved for us all. The wake-up call is ringing. Damn it, the wake-up phone is ringing and we need to answer the call. Now, for a man we'd only call small if we were discussing his balls, Tommy fucking Washington, we're in the same room. What's been up, man? How are you?
Pat, you lost me after you said cranberry sauce wasn't good.
I should have pre-read my intro.
Listening.
I made it so far into that intro.
And by the way, it was a 2-minute intro. Over 2 minutes it took you to read that fucking shit.
What's the over-under on my intros? We should start taking bets.
We should start taking bets. Run our own little sports book over here for under-over on your intros.
Sometimes it's 8 lines. Sometimes it's 80 lines. There's no way of telling.
For those of you watching along, Pat is looking at the TV screen because we have a football game on in the back.
Unfortunately, it is behind me. I can kind of see it in the dry erase board.
I'm pretty upset that I'm not going to hit these bets, but whatever. It is what it is. Pat, I'm good. It's good to have you back. Good to have you in the studio, if you will. This just kind of made sense today to have you here. Miss Brenda's in the chat. She says hello.
What up, Brenda? What am I looking at, Tom? Is that a moisture catcher?
Yeah, it's a damp rid.
It's a what?
Damp rid, it's called.
And it catches the moisture in this.
Yeah, there's little beads up on the top, and then it collects the moisture in the bottom.
It's amazing how much work it's getting done.
Well, it's been there for like a month. Or probably longer than that, 2 months.
That's crazy.
That's what it costs. But it helps keep the moisture down in the room.
So it doesn't smell basement-y?
Yeah, even though my basement still kind of smells basement-y.
I didn't think it smelled basement-y when I came in.
It's usually not bad. As long as Colin, holy shit, Houston ended up scoring 15 points. Good for them.
Oh, thank God.
I don't think that really helps you that much. It's like a point or two.
We'll find out.
Pat and I are also playing each other in fantasy today, so that makes it fun. So Pat came over. We went and had breakfast this morning. Pat, I finally sheetrocked the bathroom.
I definitely thought you were going to say I finally tried Bell City Diner.
No, I don't really care about that place.
Well, the bathroom only took you, it wasn't that long. What, 6-8 months?
10 months. Or
10
no,
months.
8 months. I started in April.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
And I'm not done. Just sheetrocks on the wall. Like, all of it is up. So that's good. I'm figuring at this pace it'll take me another, 6-8 months to tape and paint. And then do the floor. Once I get the floor in, though, actually, once I tape it and paint it, I feel like it'll come together quite nicely.
Well, this is good. In our fantasy matchup, the only guy I have actively playing right now, I believe, is Latavius Murray, who in the second half of the football game has put on 9 rushing yards. So that's helpful.
Nice. He's doing a good job.
It's going well.
I can't believe what I'm seeing here, but it looks like the Bengals could possibly beat Tennessee today, which I would not have thought was going to happen.
I mean, they were in the Super Bowl last year. Not much has changed as far as personnel.
Yeah, but they've had a really rough year.
The Bengals are a weird team.
Yeah.
When we expected them to lose last year, they won. Now we expect them to do well this year, and they do not.
Yes, this is true. So we got that going on. Yeah, obviously you were in Virginia for Thanksgiving. That was good.
I was. I visited my father. I visited my brother. Almost pulled off lunch with old Cotton Capaccio, but we could not link up, so I will see her next time I go down. That is a girl that I grew up across the street from in the first, like the house I was born in, and we moved out of there in between 2nd and 3rd grade. But we remain friends on Facebook, so.
Very nice. That's the girl talking about underwear or something?
Yeah, so when we were wee lads and lasses, I had, those it's like a hard plastic, I'm going to call it a motorcycle, but it's really like a truck and you pedal it with your feet.
Yeah.
But you don't pedal, you just scrape your feet on the ground and it rolls.
Yeah.
And it's got the big handle in the back, but the seat lifts up. So my mom noticed that I was lifting up the seat and then going, and then lifting up the seat and doing something and then going. And she was like, what the fuck does he keep pulling out of that thing? And it was, she wore silky underwear. So I had taken her underwear and she had taken my underwear, I'm sure, Ninja Turtles or Ghostbuster underwear. And she was wearing mine, but I was rubbing hers on my face because it was silky. So that's not an embarrassing story for my mom to tell every one of my girlfriends ever.
Nice.
So that's actually why I call her Cotton Capaccio. She calls me Panty Boy, which is much worse.
T. Higgins just had a nasty catch. Fred Seidlinger's in the chat. Hello, Fred. How are you?
What up, Fred?
Nice of you to drop in. So Wednesday night we had the boys on. Thursday we did Thanksgiving at my house. I got a story for you, Pat. I don't know if I told you already, but I was pretty excited I was going to do deep fried turkey. Did I tell you the story?
You did?
Yeah, so...
Man, you have been repeating stories, and that's not a thing of yours? Like, you never do that?
Oh, shit, the Browns just tied up the game with the Bucks. That sucks.
Is that important for either one of us?
It's important for me. It's important for me in a lot of different...
bets.
Yes, so it doesn't matter. All my bets are busted because I did parlays, and the one of the games I had didn't hit the over, so it's fucked. So it doesn't matter. I hope that the Buccaneers lose. Anyway, so I'm getting all ready for deep fried turkey.
Mm-hmm.
I get the pot out. Erica cleaned the pot the night before. I bring it outside. I fill it up with 3 gallons of oil. I start heating up the pot, and I go back outside to check temperature, and I look on the ground, and there's a puddle of oil on the ground, and I'm like, well, that's not good. And my pot had a hole in it.
Yeah, how does that even happen?
It was just like a rust pit, you know what I mean? And then when the oil got hot enough,
it thinned down.
The metal expanded,
yeah,
and that was thinner, so it started leaking. Somebody just sent it because somebody said that they were taking the Bears to cover today. Somebody I know did take the Bears to cover today. How'd that work out? So we had to throw, which luckily we had a small turkey, so it cooked in like 2.5 hours. We were going to eat at 3. We ended up eating at 5. No big deal. Dinner was great. It was just small. Me, Colin, Erica, my father-in-law, and my sister-in-law were over. So yeah, it was a nice quiet day. And then I had to work Friday. That kind of sucked. And then yesterday I sheetrock. So here we are. I finished the sheetrock today though after we went and had breakfast. So that's all done. So here we are. We're just watching football. Figured we'd bang out the podcast quick. Niners are playing in approximately 30 minutes. So hopefully we'll be done with the podcast by then. And I can watch the Niners game in peace.
I didn't tell you, I don't think, this story. We know that Steven is the favorite, like, of all the kids to everybody. Like, I'm sure Steven is your favorite, and you and I are, like, best friends. Steven is everybody's favorite.
To be fair, I like a lot of other people more than I like you.
Yeah, right.
It just happens to be that.
But also Steven.
Yeah, I mean, but it's not only Steven.
Right.
And by the way, it's Steve. He doesn't like being called
Steven. That's correct, so Steve. So I land at my Faja's house, and I get out of my car, and he's like, "Hey, throw on boots." So we go to work. We're digging holes to put in. We're digging holes around his current fence posts so that we can pour concrete and sturdy up his fence. This fence is in I don't know, fucking 30 acres. It's a big fence. So that's what we do the entire day that I arrive. We dig, we move, we concrete, we bury, we move on to the next hole. The second day, we replaced a bunch of railings that had rotted. They're supposed to last about 15 years. He's been on that farm for 21 years, so it makes sense. It was time. He did not do them when he moved there, so we're replacing all of them. And then, like, at the end of the day, we're sitting on his back porch. This is the only 2 days that I'll be spending him with him on my vacation. I'm about to drive to Stevens in the morning, and he, out of nowhere, starts talking about his favorite parts of his farm. You know, he's got like a beautiful pond, and he's got this man cave with a pool table and a full bar and a poker table and all these things, all these, you know, mounted animals, which I have no clue what I'm going to do with those when he dies. But he's like, "What do you think Steven's favorite part of the farm would be?" I'm like, this is going to get weird. I don't know, man. And he was like, "I bet he'd be happiest with the pond." And I'm like, "Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It's a nice pond." He's like, "I just wish you could see how much has changed since the last time he saw it." All right, we're going down this road. Okay. So he's like, "I think if he saw it, he'd be really proud of his old man." I'm like, yeah, no, that's probably true. I'm proud of you. I'm here on vacation visiting you. That's fine. So then, in what, like, this completely unexpected twist, right? He goes, "Hey, Steven Jr. play basketball?" I'm like, I don't think that he does. And he's like, "I'll tell you what, man. If Steven Jr. wanted to come here and play some basketball, I would build a fucking court for him. I'd put a concrete slab in and put a hoop in it." I'm like, this motherfucker, Steven Jr. now, has jumped over Steve's 4 brothers and has become my father's second favorite son. I'm texting my brothers while this is happening. I'm like, "You guys aren't going to fucking believe this." I'm like, "Scott, your dad's 6th favorite of his 5 sons. Go figure that out." I was like, what the fuck? So not only is Steve the favorite, but Steven Jr. has become the second favorite. This is what I've established.
How much is it going to bother you when Steve gets everything when your father dies?
I can't imagine that's going to be the case. Now, it's very, very possible. It really is.
You're really banking on getting everything, since you're the only one out of all of his kids that still speak to him.
It would make sense. Though it's not like there's not a lot of his stuff that is like my style, right? Like, what the fuck am I going to do with a couple quads? Other than if I move to his property, I could drive the quads.
That's what I'm saying. We should all retire there. It's big enough.
I have a genius idea if I were to go down there. But I mean, I would all the like taxidermied stuff. I would legitimately like fucking eBay. I don't want a bunch of taxidermied animals. I'm not against it, but what the fuck?
I think it's pretty cool, but
I would. He has a couple like cats, like bobcats and stuff. I would keep.
You're so fucking.
But he has. I want to say he has 96 sets of antlers, which means like 48 deer. That's a lot of fucking antlers, man. What do I need that for?
Hold on, what the fuck just happened in this game? They just kicked the field goal.
Looks like the Smurfs were attacked by the Wildcats.
I think they jumped off sides or something, maybe. And they ended up getting a first down out of it. I missed that. Oh, that's good. Baltimore's going to cover. Good thing. Yeah, I'm super upset. Oh, no, I need the over in that game to hit.
Our fantasy league is also going crazy right now.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. It's NFL Sunday. Yeah, Pat, I legitimately, I don't want to say I feel bad, but I have a feeling that when your father passes away, Steve's going to get it all.
Well, here's the thing, man. The man earned what he has, and he can do with it what he chooses to do. That is not on me. He has dramatically grown one of his collections that I won't speak openly about on the podcast for possible legal ramifications for me if he dies and gives everything to me. But it's a really cool collection, and it got really big really fast. I don't know how.
Well,
Motherfucker went ham.
Nice.
2 words. Dirty Harry. But no, so we talked about it. I signed power of attorney over him. Like if he gets put on life support, he wants to be pulled off of life support. So we just signed that paperwork this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's fun because, I get to kill somebody. That's kind of like a goal of mine.
Yeah, I'm out. I don't know if I could ever be that guy.
Yeah, not an easy decision. But we talked about it. This was really surprising. So
Fred said you can raise llamas.
I considered making it an animal farm. And a happy farm is what they're called. So it's not for like the production of milk or the production of beef. It would be for like people to go enjoy the animals. Not a great area for it, got to tell you.
Yeah, I'd say we just raise a bunch of cattle.
Them fucking rednecks will just be salivating. Oh, look at them sheep.
This fucking game, this other game, the other game that I needed to hit the over is going to hit the over.
I really like those Jags uniforms. Yeah, but so we couldn't do cattle because to be a like moderately profitable cattle farmer for beef anyways, you could do technically you could do dairy, but you need like 1 acre per cow to get it to gain weight doing beef. So you need 20 cows. So there's like
that's 20 acres.
But that's also it's a boatload of work. I don't know. It just doesn't sound like a good bet. First off, I would also have to figure out how I'm going to sell horses, which around there isn't very difficult. They have that, I've talked about it on the podcast, Tradio on my radio, where they legitimately give their fucking cell phone numbers out over the radio.
Nice.
So I could do that on like, day one. They also have estate sales. It's a pretty big thing down there.
Yeah.
Where you kind of just put everything they own out on the fucking driveway.
Yeah, they do them up here.
Hire an auctioneer.
Yeah, they do them. There's actually one right by your house coming up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what the old man there that always gets the vehicle from us.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He clears out.
I knew he
after,
did. He moved antique furniture.
He clears out after the estates sales.
Okay.
Whatever's left over. So anyway, Pat, I was flying back on Sunday from Texas.
Yeah.
I was flying JetBlue, which they give you free Wi-Fi, so you can actually surf the web and stuff. It's not like the Wi-Fi where you can just stream stuff. It's you can actually get on the internet and do stuff. So we get this comment in on the podcast, and if you guys have been watching the podcast for a while, we did a show.
I do have. You know what I have?
It was episode 144. The screenshot.
Yeah, we were debating how I could look at it. I have it all on my phone because I wrote it.
Yes, this is true. So we did a show. It was streamed 8 months ago. I don't know the exact date, but it was episode 144. So exactly 44 episodes ago. Which by my math, quick math, would be 22 episodes. Would be 22 weeks. But we took some time off. So, a while ago.
Yeah.
But the name of the show is called Phagophobia. And if you don't know what phagophobia is, it's where a person is
has difficulty swallowing.
Yes.
Which is why we thought it was funny.
A fear of swallowing.
It wasn't just the disease that was funny. It was the play on words.
Yes.
Of all the things you could name a disease that's basically anti-swallowing, it's phagophobia.
Yeah.
That's why it was fucking funny.
Yes. Brenda said, watch Yellowstone on Paramount for ideas.
Oh, with the farm?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, plenty of people take a ride to that train station, Brenda. There's a lot of land out there. A lot of land.
So I'm going to leave. I mean, you guys can go on and see it. I don't know if this is the guy's real name or not. It's Max Meyer.
Yep.
Meyer.
Mayer.
Max M.
Yeah.
And he leaves us a comment. It says, okay. No, I got to start at the top. He said, I searched for phagophobia on YouTube because I have a problem. I have this problem for about 9 months Now, and this video came along with others. I guarantee you 100% that if you had this problem for just 1 minute, you would never laugh about it again.
Seems like a...
So I screenshot this to Pat, and my response, which I put it in here at one point, was, should I respond and say, I don't think it's funny at all. My wife suffers from this disease as well.
Classic.
But Pat wrote a very, very long-winded explanation to our friend Max about why it happened. Or why this was on our show. Pat, do you want to read it or you want me to read it?
I'll read it.
Okay, go ahead.
So, again, his complaint is that we wouldn't make jokes about this if we suffered from it ourselves. That's really like my key focal point here. So I said, Max, we certainly appreciate the feedback on our show. Additionally, we sympathize with your long-standing ailment. That said, if you took a little time to listen to more of our show, you'd know that nothing brings us greater sense of comedy than our very own suffering. That said, if we, even for just a minute, suffered from it, we'd still see the humor. There's humor in everything, and our goal is to pull that out. Our aim is to entertain. We've lost friends and family, but we laugh about death. One of us told the story of his child molestation on the show, but we still find a well-timed priest joke to be funny. We've had legal struggles, and we're related to individuals with special needs, as well as one of us losing 2 babies to miscarriages inside of 6 months. What we do is we make light of the legal system. We still use the dreaded R word, and I don't remember the last time a dead baby joke didn't make me chuckle. What we don't do is hop behind a keyboard and try to fight the good fight through moderately worded emails and an electronic newspaper swatting strangers in their noses so that we can feel better about ourselves. I hope this email finds you well and isn't too hard to swallow. I forgot about that. If you'd like to discuss it further, please join us on the show, or kindly fuck off. The number 9 correspondent. Oh, yeah, fuck right off. The number 9 correspondence team. P.S. We don't actually have a correspondence team. It's really just 2 fat guys running every aspect of the show themselves. P.P.S. It's really like one guy who does all the work and the other one just writes grade school level rhymes for the intros. Not really a great balance, to be honest. P.P.P.S. That may have been harsh. Now I kind of feel bad. I apologize for what I said before. The rhymes are fairly popular, and categorizing them as elementary is probably a bit of an exaggeration. I take that part back. So then Tom put PPPPS. Seriously, join us on the show. Email us at the number 9 podcast@gmail.com. We want to know all about this ailment. At the very least, subscribe because you will be a part of the next episode. Hey, Max, this is that episode.
He responded a few days later and said, okay, with that information, I take part back that you would never laugh about phagophobia, even after you would have experienced it yourself. Maybe you still make jokes about dying while you're dying. I don't know. I just know that this experience, I wouldn't make jokes about fears anymore. And actually, there are fears that have potential to be joked about, like in anatipophobia, the fear that one is being constantly watched by a duck.
That's awesome. Thank you, Max. Anatipophobia?
Yeah, anatipophobia is. Yeah, that's what I asked.
The ducks are watching. Quack, quack, motherfucker. That's amazing.
He did not take his be up on the show, which kind of, I don't want to say it upsets me, but I was kind of hoping that he'd want to join the show for a little while.
Yeah.
That would have been a good interview to have.
Why did he look up funny phobias for that email, or did he just have that fucking like offhand knowledge of anatipophobia?
I imagine if you have some sort of phobia, you start researching all kinds of
looking into other phobias.
Yeah, because who really has, like, I've never heard of somebody having a fear of swallowing.
Have we done a phobia game? I feel like we have.
I think that's how we found phagophobia.
Okay. I think we're going to do another one.
Brenda said Tommy's heading there from the last podcast. He was on nice to me. I assume she means the train station.
Oh.
Brenda, I think it was very nice to you. I hit on you many times.
I've only listened to the first maybe 30 minutes now of that podcast, but it sounds like Tom said nothing but kind things about you. Mostly hypersexualized.
I told you what I said to her in the car today.
Yes.
About The magazines.
Yes.
Classic. Pat, we got some memes that I went through like 5 of them real quick. I'm just gonna do them like this real quick so we can show them.
Okay.
The first one is a shifter boot, and if you ever drove standard, you know the shifter boot comes up, and it usually is like a plastic thing that comes up to the bottom of the shifter.
About 6
knob.
inches high.
Yeah, 6 inches high.
Knob on top.
And this is a picture of a shifter boot that has sinking all the way in. Probably the transmission's out of the car, but it says, "It's this cold outside today," and the fucking knob is down inside, like in any, like your penis gets when it's cold.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah. It's like the penguin plunge penis.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck this one is.
I can't see the screen.
It's a tiger. I can't rotate this. It's a fucking tiger on top with its paw out, and the bottom's a cat with its paw out. I don't really.
That's my spirit animal.
You're a fucking.
Do you see that fucking how overweight that tiger is?
I don't know, man. I don't know how tigers are supposed to look.
They should look like a healthy cat.
That looks like a healthy cat to me.
That doesn't look
I'll
like
tell you what,
the butterbean of cats.
I'm not gonna fuck around with that cat. I can tell you that.
That's facts.
Fucking idiot. This one's hilarious. I named my dog 5 miles so I can tell people I walk 5 miles every day. I ran over 5 miles today. At the bottom. I named my dog Awesome so I can say I'm fucking awesome.
What a great response.
This is another good one. You're walking through the woods when you come across a body of a recently murdered prostitute. What do? This guy's comment says, "I changed directions. Obviously, I'm walking in circles." It's fucked up.
Classic.
This one I've seen before. Dear Mother Nature, I've received my free sample of winter. I would like to cancel the remainder of my subscription. Thank you.
I saw that. This was the first time I saw it, and I fucking died. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, it's good. Florida man successfully receives penis transplant from horse.
What? Did I send that?
Yes, Florida man.
It's a headline.
Yeah, it's a headline.
Yeah, that's in the fucking news.
This one you gotta kind of have to see. Nicki Minaj's ass looks like claymation figures from Chicken Run.
And accurately so. It shows a character and Nicki Minaj's buttocks.
Yeah.
I think it's massive.
It's pretty racist, Pat.
What's racist about that?
I don't know. It has a black person and it has to be racist.
Not valid.
All right, so that's what we got for memes. You called me old. I called you older, Brenda. I didn't say that you were old.
The older the berry, the sweeter the juice.
That's what I'm saying.
It's actually the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice, Tom.
Oh.
The older the berry, the sweeter the juice is not a thing.
The older the berry, the sweeter the
Brenda, for the
sour the
record,
milk.
I don't think that you're old. I think that you're vintage.
I don't know if that's a compliment.
It is.
I don't think it is.
Everybody loves vintage.
I don't think that's a compliment.
Name 6 things that you hate that are vintage.
Mountain lion or bobcat, not a tiger. I don't know what that's in
Got to
reference
be
to.
about that meme.
Yeah, but it was definitely a tiger.
Tigers are striped. Was that a striped cat?
I don't know, man. It was a furry cat.
Well, yeah, it was. Adorable as well.
Maybe aren't bobcats white?
Bobcats, I believe, are black. Or can be any color.
I don't know. The Jaguars just did something amazing, I'm assuming. Oh, I think they got a pick in the red zone.
I can't see because you put the fucking TV behind me.
Well, Pat, see, I thought that this would be better this way so we could look at each other while we're talking.
But you're just watching the football game.
Well, I'm sorry that I look right through you.
Yeah.
Tim Bay has the ball. It's tied in overtime. In case you were wondering. I hope Godwin gets another touchdown. That'd be dope.
I hope he does not.
I hope he does because we're playing each other in fantasy.
It's true. All these games are coming to an end then, huh?
Oh, the 4 o'clock games have already started. We got 15 minutes until my boys start playing. Pat, is there anything else you want to talk about on the show today?
I feel like this is a very short show if we don't have anything else to talk about.
It's about a half hour.
Okay. I mean, I'm fine with it.
Are you fine with it?
Yeah.
I'm asking you, what you have to talk about? You're the one who's like, I want to do a show. I just figured we'd talk. Here we are talking. I'm talking about the stuff.
Bro, Tony is obsessed with Steven's dog to the point that he asked if he could take the dog. And Steven and Christy were like, yeah, please do. Because they don't like the dog. So Tony then, because he, like, clearly they were being serious in that they would like him to take the dog. He could not take the dog because the children are attached to the dog. This is like one of these, like it has like a beard and looks super proper when you give it a haircut. Nice. One of them fucking dogs. So Tony's no shit in the mornings while we're down there has a heated blanket for the dog to sit next to him on the couch so that he can pet the dog while the dog is sitting on the, like, wrapped up in the heated blanket. Tony takes the dog out. Tony feeds the dog. Tony is 100% this dog's fucking soulmate while we're there. He just texted me and said, "How do you spell the name of Steven's dog?"
What, you getting it a gift?
I assume he is.
Brenda said Tom was questioning if magazines were invented when I was in college. I think that's a legitimate thing. I don't know when magazines were invented. I also don't know when you were in college.
What'd you go to college for, Brenda?
I feel like we're going to be waiting a long time.
Yeah, I wish I didn't ask a question to somebody in the chat.
Yeah.
Huh.
Surprised we didn't see Phobic today in the chat.
Anyways, my follow-up was going to be, it looks like you got a PhD in HOT, but I don't have time to wait for her to answer.
Phobic calls me Wednesday night when I'm getting everything ready with Jake and Nick here.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Dude, you doing a show tonight?" It was like 8 o'clock or like 7:45 or something like that. So it was a little bit later than we normally start. He's like, "You doing a show? You doing a show?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm getting everything ready." I felt so. He's like, "Yeah, man, I'm just looking for something to do. I'm out taking a walk around the neighborhood right now." And I was really looking forward to watching your show.
Why don't you start a podcast with Phobic?
I don't think he'd be into it. I
can't imagine that Phobic doesn't want to have open discussions about things.
I'm sure he does.
He's a brain.
But I think to a degree he does, but at the same time he doesn't want it to be out there for public consumption.
Sure. That makes sense. I have a couple documentaries that we could go either way with. I could watch and we could talk about, or we could each watch and we could talk about, or we could make it like a weekly thing that on, like, let's call it Tuesdays, we get together and watch, and then we talk about it on the Wednesday podcast. But there's some really good topics.
Yeah, I gotta tell you. Education, teacher.
Well, that fantasy is fulfilled. Ching ching.
Checkbox.
Dear diary. Jackpot.
Yeah, to be honest with you, man, I don't know if I have any time. Like, I refuse to start watching new shows because I don't have the time to binge watch them. And that's how I prefer to watch TV.
Sure.
I haven't watched a lot of... Jeez, what a horrible fucking... That hit the guy right in the hands and he didn't catch it. I just don't have time. You know what I mean? Doing this twice a week. If Griff ever remembers to bring his iPad home, he might start doing that show again. And then I play pool 2 nights a week, and I really got to get this bathroom done. In a couple of weeks here, I got to bring my sister, or either this weekend or the following weekend, I got to bring my sister's car down to Virginia. I'm trying to go out and see Tim before the end of the year again. Football game, like...
Sounds like you got nothing but time. How many episodes of Laying 9.5 with Tommy are there?
7 or 8.
How many bets do you make per episode?
So, in the beginning of the season, before the season started, when we were doing all the, our predictions for the season, basically, I laid about 4 or 5 bets. Since then, I haven't laid a bet on the show, mainly because all my bets lose. I just placed 2 bets. I haven't bet in weeks. Today, I bet 2 bets. They both lost.
Okay.
Mainly because these teams don't score enough points, and I get fizzocked. Oh, actually, was this the other game? No. What game was it that was going to lose?
I have no clue, Tommy.
I got to take a look at this. It's very important to me. You know what sucks about this app is every time, if you're not in.
Oh my fucking God. Godwin now has 29 points for you.
Woohoo!
Miami finished with 20 points for you.
Woohoo!
Jesus, titty fuck.
Yeah, so 100% of my bets lost today. The Washington game, I had the over in that one, and it didn't hit. This other game too, unless Baltimore scores a touchdown here, which it doesn't look like they're going to. It looks like they'll probably end up with a field goal.
Yeah.
I will lose that game as well because I had Baltimore -3.5 against Jacksonville. So yeah, I might place a bet on tonight's game. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if I'll do that. Man, what a fucking delay there is on the YouTube chat, huh? It took Brenda like 2 minutes to answer us.
Yeah.
Wonder why that is.
Is that not normal?
No, everybody always says that the YouTube chat seems to be a little bit more behind than the Twitch chat's very up to speed. I don't know why that is. I used to think it was because we redirected to stream it to both at the same time. No, my fantasies are you're just wishful thinking, Fred said.
Nice.
True. Challenge accepted.
I appreciate that you're repping Second Armament with that t-shirt that you're wearing.
Yeah.
The softest shirts in the history of mankind.
By the way, I think it ends by the time this podcast will come out, but maybe through Cyber Monday, you said 15% off the whole store over there. Second Armament it's running an ad.
I was going somewhere with I appreciate that you're repping. Perhaps you could find a brand of lint roller to represent as well.
What? Why you ain't on my lint, bro? They can't see that.
You look like you're wearing a sheepdog.
Well, to be fair, man, I was working very hard upstairs in the bathroom, and then you came over, and I've been down here ever since. I really haven't had time to find a lint roller.
Speaking of what you're wearing, this is what Tony decided to wear for Thanksgiving, which we had an absolute fucking field day with, calling him everything from a Wookiee to Alf, if you remember Alf.
No.
That's Tony's shirt.
Nice.
Yep. So
I like it.
It looks like one of those really well insulated soft hoodies turned inside out.
I like it. I like it a lot.
It's dreadful.
What do you think my percentages of winning this week are?
67.
Oh, it's up to 67.
I don't know. I'm not looking at it. You said
it is 67.
Oh, I nailed it.
Nailed it. Oh, Amari Cooper ended up with 10 points. That's good. Derrick Henry finished with 14. Not bad. Godwin's fucking killing it. And there's still 2 minutes left of that game.
Yep. That's true.
Tucker has 15 points. Man, what a showing I had.
I've got both D-Hop and Eckler playing right now.
Well, my entire... you'll still have Hurts left over.
Yeah, hopefully the Chargers beat the...
they're in the car. That's why they're...
okay.
A little bit behind. Okay, that's fair.
Hopefully the Chargers beat the Cardinals 150-4, which will probably get me the amount of fantasy points I need to beat you at this point.
Yeah, I mean, the only advantage you have there is that they're playing the Cardinals, and they're absolutely trash.
Well, here's to hoping. Fingers crossed.
And the best kicker in the league is about to go on. I have him on my team for Baltimore and kick probably like a 6-yard field goal, which would be like 5 points or something like that. That'd be dope.
Give thanks for Shanks, am I right?
Well,
did you see the fucking...
He's the most accurate kicker in all of football.
Thanksgiving announcer jinx for that kick?
No.
The field goal? It was like a 27-yard field goal. And the announcer was like, not only is this a pretty short field goal, he hasn't missed a single kick, field goal, or extra point all year. And Romo was like, boy, you're going to regret saying that if he misses. And 10 seconds later, he misses. And Romo's like, yeah, you're going to eat those words.
Classic.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, it's only going to be a standard field goal. Even if it needs touchdown.
Oh, my God.
Oh, just add another point for that extra point he's about to kick.
Aren't they in overtime?
No.
Oh.
No,
that's too bad.
That's the Tampa Bay game. All right, Pat. We bullshit enough here. Ready to get us out of here?
Yeah. Number 9ers. I say, good day.